Hey YouTube, it's Cut back with another weekly trading review. Today we're going to be going over the week of February 2020, February 2023, the 20th through the 24th. So to start off, going through the quick summary, took 5 trades this week and won 5. Some of them are carried over from the previous week actually, and ended up with 0 losses, 5.75 R, and a 7.7% gain. So a really good week. So I closed out all my positions on Friday, and all the closes are actually all the trades are actually closed out manually, not based on targets or stop loss. Trading a funding account, and I decided I was in substantial profit, and I was like, let me just close this out and put the funds towards getting more funding so I can reach my goal. Because my current goal is to reach $1 million in funding, and the quicker I can get there, the quicker I can accomplish that goal and move on to the next one. So going through each trade, starting with the EURUSD. Why did I take this trade? I noticed the JCP setup that I was late on but had not played out yet. I took advantage of it. So notice this setup, but it didn't completely play out yet. So I saw an impulse here, saw a correction here, and I saw the daily failure multiple times. You can see like on the daily time frame, daily candles were failing to break above this level. So I was looking for price to push down. Looking for it to push down actually to this low here. Really just test this low before continuing up if it's going to continue up. Let's go back. And then how to execute this trade. Had a late entry, and I added after price closed below the pattern low, and I had an arbitrary exit like I talked about. How could I have done better on this trade? I could have held to target, earlier entry, could have got an earlier entry on the idea, and increased size on JCP setups since they have a higher probability, right? So this was the ad that I had here. It was after price closed below this pattern low, the low of this hourly low here, and I was actually just manually entered because I missed the original entry. The original entry was right here at this level and just wasn't on the chart on time in order to take advantage of that. Let's do that. Oops. Yeah, wasn't on the chart on time to take advantage of that. Let's go to the next pair, next trade, dollar Swiss. Why did I take this trade? It was a descending channel, had broken above the setup and created an ideal CNS setup. This is one of my favorite setups, one of my favorite trades to actually take. And how to execute this trade, I entered after price first test, after the first test of the channel after the break. I closed after price closed above daily level 0.9370. How could I have done better on this trade? Could have held to a target. Look to add after price close through daily level and increase size on my CNS. It has over 70% win rate, so it's a pretty good trade to actually take advantage of. So let's go to the hourly. Actually, I closed after price came above this level. And again, arbitrarily, I wasn't really looking for gains. And obviously, like here, there's a ton of places to actually add in this area. But for this idea, it typically doesn't move like this. It actually moves way more aggressively. So that is something that I could potentially incorporate, like adding like I do on my other setups to this setup. But typically for this setup, I don't look to add. Okay, and then finally, EURJPY. EURJPY, why did I take this setup? Daily bearish engulfing candle. I tested last low pre-break. Now let's go ahead and look at that engulfing candle. It's over here off a weekly level. Price just tanked all the way down. I was looking for a price to recoil back up to this level and then push back down. I got that initial rejection that I like to see, and price actually came back up to this level, but I closed around this area, around the high here. But either way, I know price closed above this high here, so I would have closed at the end of the day anyway, but luckily I was able to squeeze a little bit of profit out of that since since my other reason for exiting all the other orders as well. Limit activated, and how to execute the trade. Limit activated, I closed the order arbitrarily. And how could I have done better? Held till stop or target. I know I could have done better on all those with that, but the reason for closing, I'm just trying to reach my goal right now. So, like, I just want to reach my goal right now. So it made sense to close for me. I'm like, let's just move forward with this. Did I accomplish my goal from last week? My goal from last week was to complete all my DRCs, which I did. Oh, and one thing, the DRCs are not linked in here. What I like to do is actually put in the link to each of the DRCs that I do. I'm not going to do it all right now because it's the video, but this is what I typically do. DRC-2023-02-. Right. You know what? I am going to do it all right now. You guys can watch if you want. Right? Because it's simple copy and pasting type thing. That way, if I do want to go ahead and review it or look at one of these while I'm going through this review, it's easier for me to go back to it instead of bringing up this calendar and clicking one of those things. That way, if I click this, can I open up vertically? No, I cannot. Let's go back. Yeah, click this. I can open this up in a new tab, bring this up, and see what I was looking at for that day. And that way, if I ever come back to this in the future, it's easy for me to review. But that is the week. Now, my goal for next week is to hold positions till stop or target. They're like I usually trade. So, not much, not that big of a change, but I have no strict goal at the moment for my trading. But as things evolve, I'm sure that will change. Actually editing sizing on some of the positions, getting the sizing just right. I know some of them I can actually increase size on, but I wanted to etch my way into actually utilizing the playbooking strategy, or not strategy, but concept, playbooking concept. So as that evolves, I'm sure a lot of things will change, and I'm sure there'll be a big difference in stats as well. But excited to see how that affects everything. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one.